A lingering question that demands attention and answers is whether countries around the world are making enough of a coordinated and concerted effort to ensure the cessation of violence between Russia and Ukraine. With no ray of hope yet in sight, the rebuilding of damages accrued to date will easily exceed the $1 trillion mark. The world's leaders, however, need to be objective in their approach to the issue. Even if the war stopped today, Ukraine would require financial assistance of at least anywhere between $15 billion and $20 billion just to make a fresh start. This figure will continue to rise with each passing day of war. Thousands have died in Ukraine, and the incessant bombardment of attacks have caused hundreds of thousands of others to flee their homes. Ukraine's average fall in real GDP was around 32%, while inflation was hovering around 27% in 2022, a vivid reflection of where the country is headed. On the other side, Russia, which has dominated some aspects of the war despite the West's both covert and overt support for Ukraine, is experiencing negative trends in its economic indicators as well. Economic sanctions on Russia by many countries have squeezed the Russian market. The output of Russia's medium and high-tech industries has contracted sharply. The list of losses suffered by both sides in the conflict is staggering, and given the current circumstances, things are only going to get worse.
Thousands of soldiers on both sides have died. 7-8 million people have become refugees, which is a very major loss. So the loss goes into billions and billions of dollars on both sides. But the worst thing is that this war has created new areas of problem. And those problems are which are affecting the whole world.
The question which arises at this point is why, barring a few exceptions, has nobody made any meaningful attempts to end the bloody war? Politics for power and not politics for people has ruled the discourse till date. Securing different types of competitive advantages has been one of the most despicable aspects of the war. It is this type of approach which has kept peace at bay.
The weaponization of financial instruments, weaponization of energy, weaponization of food, weaponization of fertilizers, which is something that has never happened before. And that is taking its toll over the rest of the world. And most importantly, the biggest loss and the biggest impact of this war is indirect, and that is on the global south. So when we are counting the costs, you have to count the global costs of this war.
Prime Minister Modi, one of the world's most popular and trusted leaders, has urged both countries to cease their campaigns on numerous occasions. Recently, while addressing a press conference with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, Prime Minister Modi reiterated his stance and said that India was ready to play every possible role to restore peace in the region.
यूक्रेन के घटनाक्रम के शुरुआत से ही भारत ने डायलॉग और डिप्लोमेसी के माध्यम से इस विवाद को सुलझाने पर जोर दिया है। भारत किसी भी शांति प्रक्रिया में योगदान देने के लिए तैयार है।
Modi's India is one of the few countries that has remained neutral and has maintained respectful relations with both sides in the conflict. Many have already said that the United Nations must take Indian help to deal with the war. Rightly so, as India is the only country that has earned the trust of all. While the G20's area of focus has been the global economy, a real solution to the Russia-Ukraine conflict is being anticipated from the group, as India is presiding over the chair this year. As the war wages on, more countries continue to adopt India's strategy, one which is people and peace-centered. The Indian position for dialogue and diplomacy, which was initially critiqued, now stands vindicated.